We are the Blender community, where business and media mix. All right, so I am here with my dear friend JaFLEU. I've known him for many, many years, and he's one of my favorite people to interview because, Jason, you're to watch your career as it's unfolded has been just a magical experience. Just generally, quick question off the bat, like what's it been like for you looking back over the years? Like where does your mind go when you look back over the years?
It always goes to how did this even happen? It's like, how did I do that? Like, how did I do that? It's like, really, honestly, that's really what it'd be like. I'd really be like, because like, if I knew, then I could maybe structure a clearer path. So yeah, a lot of times I look back and be like, how did I do that? Or wait, that really happened? Oh, okay, all right,
I get it. I get it.
yeah.
Well, when we were preparing for this, you sent me a bunch of materials like your bio and your CV. And like I said, I've been following you, but until you kind of see it listed out in
Oh
black
my
and white,
God,
it's like,
yo.
oh my gosh, listen, bro, here's how it happened. You hit the pavement over and over and over again, sometimes literally painting on the pavement, like sitting down on the sidewalk. I remember those days.
Literally. Literally was hitting the pavement. That's funny.
That is how it has happened. There's no magic behind this. It's the talent that you have, and
That is
then
the magic, though.
yeah, and then the drive though. Like
Yeah.
the drive has been incredible to watch, absolutely incredible to watch. And you so let's see. Let me see the things that you own. Uh Exhibit Treal Studios, Treal Toonz, Peanut Heads, Black History Tunes. I mean, you're kind of collecting brands, and it's kind of cool that you're doing.
Yes. It's like create my own
So just
universe.
yeah. So like, tell us a quick history, a quick rundown of these brands, what they all are, and what they represent.
Yeah. It's funny because I never really sit there and think about that and how it like branched into these things, like multiple brand things. But yeah, let's see, started out the apartment, um, lot 23.
Yeah,
um, I wanted to do an art exhibit, and truth be told, the story that I don't think I ever tell anybody is that a lot of the galleries at the time were blackballing me. Okay, like
mm-hmm.
a lot of the local galleries, a lot of local art people seeing they weren't letting me be in the shows or anything like that. So I said, all right, we'll just do our own thing. We got our own apartment. We'll just do a show in an apartment. And I just saying Trill was something me and Bossy started saying a lot at the time because we're like,
Mm-hmm.
no, we want to do something that's truly real. And then we're like, we're gonna call it Trill. We're just gonna be Trill everything. And so the exhibit, it was like, well, I'm going to exhibit my Trillness. So I
Yeah,
called it Exhibit Trill. And then, like, I want to say, like a month or so later, I just a couple of my friends couldn't get into art shows, and it was like I think Art Palm Beach was coming along, and that's like our version of Art Basel.
yeah,
And because of that, I was like, well, freak it, I got access to this building. We'll just do an exhibit trill thing there. We'll call it a group exhibit, and we'll exhibit all our trillness. And then that became a thing that just kind of kept going, where I kept started doing these exhibits, and then eventually, once I got into animation, I was like, well, you know what? This is my brand. I'll just turn it into a studio and produce my Treal Toonz animations. And the biggest animation that comes out of Treal Toonz is Peanut Head's Black History.
yeah. When you're not invited to the party, you make your own party,
Make your
and
own party. And everybody be trying to get into your party, but
yeah, I mean that's why there are HBCUs. That's why there's all kinds of things have existed now because we weren't allowed in the door for one reason or another. We weren't allowed in the doors that already existed, so we had to literally build our own doors and then open them, right? But you've not just opened them for yourself, you've opened them up for others. And I know that one of the cool things I've been able to see is how much your friends and people you've known in your expanding world have been invited to participate and be a really core piece of these animations with peanut heads that you're doing. So, but my first question there is because I remember that Facebook post that you put up and you're like, I just think I'm gonna try out this animation thing and just kind of see what happens.
see
And
what
like
happens.
years later, I'm like, wow, that was a really bold and
Well,
awesome move.
well, that
But
happened.
why did you decide to start animation? Like, just give it a
Yeah.
shot. Like, where did that come from?
Originally, it started because like I was doing book illustrations, and I was like, so I was in the library all the time, and
Hmm.
I was like, well, I want to study like how to make my like illustrations a little bit more dynamic, and then maybe I can put it and fuse that into my paintings because all my paintings are basically cartoons. Like
Yeah.
I've been a cartoonist, so I was like, I
I
just
have
want
one in my office right now. We'll get to
right,
that in a minute.
very cartoony, right? So I was like, I just wanted to figure out how to make things a little bit more dynamic, and I've always loved animation. And so I started looking at the animation books, and I started kind of hoarding all the animation books up there.
Yeah.
And like I kept studying and studying, and like eventually I was like, as I kept studying and found myself like going deeper and deeper, I was like, I could probably do this. Like I have stories in my head. I'm a writer. All my
Yeah.
paintings are basically stories that I wanted to tell and stuff. I'm like, I can do this. Let me try. I mean, why not? Technology has come to the point that I can try it. Because
Yeah.
as a kid, I did want to, but I never knew how to get into animation. I never knew at all. Like, going to school, regular school, like, they don't tell you that that's an option. That's an industry you
Right.
can even get into.
Right. At
Like
least not
art.
when we were in school. My kid gets those opportunities now, but not when we were in
Yeah, not
school.
when we was in school. Yeah, it's like, even with art, like even back then, like how I got into art, I didn't see us making art, so
Yeah.
I wasn't interested as a kid. It wasn't until I just kind of fell into it. So animation, it was like the universe just kind of pushed me into this mode to like, here, learn all the tricks and the tricks to it, thinking that you're going to do it just for books. And one day I got a laptop and found a program, and here we go. I drew that stick figure drawing in March
Yes.
of 2017, and I was like, "Hey guys, don't be alarmed or
I'm
anything. I
doing
just
this
drew a
now.
stick figure. The stick figure just moved. I think I might be onto something." And
Stick figure just moved.
X amount of years later, here we are.
That what I want to highlight something because you talked
Yeah,
about going to the library, and one of
yeah,
the other things that I've admired about you over the years is how you don't let any limitations create boundaries for you. You go past those limitations, whatever they may be, financial, physical, whatever it is, and you just say, you know what, bump that. I'm going to go and figure this out anyway, and you just create a path for yourself. I absolutely love it. So when you were started doing this, why Black history? Why was that something that you decided to focus in on?
I love Black history. I love
Mhm.
history in general, but I love Black history. I like learning, and I've always been somebody who's just like, even before I started animating, a lot of my artwork um, was just like me recreating Black figures and just wanting to have a conversation about Black history and about us and just promoting us as people, right? And even when I started to just do illustrations online, it just Black History soon started off as just that. It was just illustrations where I had a little blurb. It was like different Black history people and like different things. I just love history. I love like we have so many layers that go beyond slavery and beyond like there's things they don't want us to know, they don't talk about. And it's like, yo, there's
Yeah.
so many layers and how it affects us today. And like it's a vast it's just a vast wealth of stuff that we can just tap into. And it's like, why nobody tapping into this? Oh freaking
Yeah.
I want to tell some stories. So yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that I've enjoyed as someone who's been watching your animations and your tunes is the pride that I get from them, knowing like, oh wow, so that happened. Oh, they did that. Oh, that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't let that stop them. Oh my God, look at them go. Like it's been really, really awesome to just have because when you think about it, when you mentioned before that seeing art, all this other art didn't really inspire you. You weren't that interested or whatever. Like I think sometimes that happens a lot of times with our history. We see, European history all day long, every day is delved into Roman Empire, this and whatever. And it's like what makes us interested is when we start to see things from our own history, and our own history, a lot of it there have been attempts to erase it and deny it and whitewash it or what have you. And it's been really cool that you've been using the power of your pencil, because your pencil different. It's using the power of your pencil to bring those kind of things to light. So I also noticed something else that you've done very intentionally. You have some children in your life, your nephews and stuff, and I've noticed that you intentionally do things that bring them in. Um, you've made these cartoons family friendly. So, can you tell me a little bit about that decision, about the tone and presentation of these animations?
Yeah. Well, I think it's like I think there shouldn't be a limit to who gets to hear our history in terms of like the people. It's our story. So it's like I could make I could make things that are more adult oriented. I have in the past, right? but like I'm blocking off like a whole section of people. Or, like I want to talk to the kids. I want the kids to feel it, but I also want adults to feel it. I think overall, really, to be honest with you, the overall picture is I want families. I want Black families to be able to sit in a living room and watch an episode of Black History Toonz and have a conversation afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I was a kid, I have memories of being a kid because we all only had like the one TV and
Yeah.
a few channels and whatnot.
We were our
But
parents' remote control. Okay, go
yeah,
change the
but
channel.
I have memories of sitting in front of that TV with my family, and we watched something, and we actually had talked about it. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We talked about what we had, and I was like, I think it would be cool to like become a staple in families and Black families and know that they're having conversations after watching episodes. So I just wanted to make something that they couldn't limit it. They couldn't say that, oh, this ain't for me. I can't feel it. I can't rock with it. Especially now because we live in a generation where like adults watch cartoons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
admittedly watch cartoons. We
Absolutely.
already. So it's like I want you to be able to watch it. I want your kid to be able to watch it, but I want y'all to be able to watch it together
And then have that
and then
conversation on
have
the
a
other
conversation
side.
about it. And then we'll see what goes on from there.
So I know that you started with the book illustrations before your animations, but I'm curious, like, because I've seen it feels like your book illustrations have like taken off in the
Yeah.
last year or two.
Yeah.
Is that a side effect of the exposure from the animations? Is it the awards, which we'll get to a little bit later? But where do you think that surgence has come from of interest in having you do more and more book illustrations?
I think it's a very direct connection.
Hmm.
Actually, I can say it on two levels because of it exposes me a lot more because people are seeing because the awards and attention it gets. So people are like, oh, this is interesting. I would like
Hmm.
to and
Let's
like
lean in a little bit on this
you know what I'm
one.
saying. And the art style is different. It's like like it doesn't look like AI generated or it doesn't look like typical arts. It's a unique
Yeah.
style that works. And it's like, oh, okay, I can see this. But also the very heavy me not animating for other people's projects, it's what really reverts to other people being like, well, we can't get animation from them. So maybe we can at least get that.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. I didn't realize that, but now that you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, duh. I've never seen him do anything for anybody else on the
Yeah.
animation side, but
Yeah.
that is interesting. By keeping the stopper closed on one end, it's forced this other, not forced, but it's allowed
Force is a
this other
good
faucet
word.
to,
It
to
really,
flow a
yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it forced another door where all right, you got to come through this door then, but because you want something from it, you want to have. I don't want to I don't want to sound like a jerk in saying it, but like I know a lot of people are like, well, I want that NAACP thing to say artist on my book cover, so
Yeah.
so let me go get the artist that does it,
It
right?
makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Like people aren't
yeah,
stupid. They want they
yeah,
want your talent and your notoriety. I don't
yeah. You know what I'm
blame
saying?
them. I
Yeah,
don't
it's like
blame them at
I
all.
understand because you're not gonna get it from animation. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it from it. The reason behind that is because people made me fall out of love with art once I had to
Mm,
start doing art for people. You know what I'm saying? It became work, and it's like there's a lot of layers to it. I don't love it anymore, and that killed
yeah.
something in me that I still
Yeah.
to this day feel. And I'm like, y'all
Yeah.
not gonna do that with animation. Y'all are not gonna kill because I love animated. Y'all are
Good
not
for
gonna take that from
you.
me.
Good
So
for
yeah.
you. So wait a minute. So this beautiful painting I have here, you're telling me it's even more of a collector's item than I even knew
I haven't
because
painted in
that's
like 2 years. People don't realize that I haven't made a painting in 2 years.
wow. Wow. Well, that's definitely I actually understand it though because
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, people are kind of like lowballing you and it became almost a dirty feeling
yeah.
as
It's like
far
I don't.
as how people are approaching you and you're like you stood in your worth and you knew your value and if something was making you feel less than, then I totally get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whereas
100.
with illustrations, like the price is the price, bro. It's just like I have
That's right.
I have a Fiverr account. I don't like. I probably shouldn't say that out loud because then they'll probably cancel. But I use it really just to show you. All right, this is the services, and then you can email me. But the price is the price, and
Yeah.
then that's it. It's listed everything, and that's what you're getting when you come to bother me for that. That's it. You're gonna get great quality. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
that's the what I'm saying. Whereas with animation, like yeah, you're not gonna bother me because like let's say for instance I did animate a short for somebody else. As much as I be having to edit things in the illustration, we're talking about one illustration page. As
Mhm.
many times I probably have to do like 10 revisions for that. You want me to do 20 revisions?
On animation.
You feel
Yeah.
me? yeah,
Whole nother level
and I
of
know
pain
that
in the
I
assery.
yeah, and I think I know that I create this false sense of like, oh well, you're really fast. It's because I spend a lot of time working on the thing,
Yeah.
right? On the thing, so you think that it's going to come out immediately. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I have to keep stopping and revisiting. So like, nah, we're gonna cut that out. That's not gonna be an option. But illustration, here you go.
But you know what? That is a very smart move, not just for your own mental health and pride and all those things, but also from a business perspective. Like if you were to start trying to do all these revisions on an animation, the time that it would take to do that, you would have to elevate your prices so high that it would just be, it might not even work at that point.
And
So
on top of
yeah,
that, I would not, honestly, you would not get any of my stuff. I wouldn't make anything. I would not
yeah,
be able to. There would be no
yeah,
peanut heads. There would be no Treal Toonz.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
So I love that you've kind of sequestered things from each other. That I think that was really, really smart on a lot of levels. So, all right. So if people have been hitting you up, I know people have been hitting you up for book illustrations. Do they tend to be of the same genre as your animations are? Like, are you getting the same kind of people? How does that
They're mostly
relationship look?
kids' books. So,
Okay.
yeah. So I guess somewhat, I guess so. I would guess so. So I would say like the animation definitely, because it is family friendly and whatnot, it
Yeah.
goes into that realm. So people see those, like the illustrations, like a still I pride myself because every still, every inch of an animation thing that I made, I've drawn everything that you
Yeah.
see. So every still looks like art. So, even if you're just seeing the cover of a reel, then it attracts them to go like, oh, maybe this could be something that I could have for my book. So like, yeah. So it's traveling
Um,
around those circles
I'm
for
going to
sure to
correct
bring them
something
in.
you said.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like art. It is art. Okay.
So
It
yeah,
is art.
that's what
It
I
is
meant.
art.
That's actually what I meant to say. I said because I've had a couple of times in art groups where I've like posted the animation, I had to defend it and be like, fam, I draw every single frame. You're not gonna tell me it's not art.
Yeah.
Like I can show
Yeah.
you the pencil layers, I can show you the ink layers, I can show you the paint layers, I can show you the background. All of it is me drawing every single thing. So you're not
That's
gonna sit
right.
there and tell me it's not art.
That's
And
right.
so yeah.
So when people approach you to illustrate your book, have you heard a lot of them make mention that they've seen your animations and that's what made them interested? Like, have you seen directly that relationship go?
Yeah, yeah. It's like I would say if I was gonna give it a percentage, I want to say like maybe 40 to 50% of the time, it's someone, it
Wow.
usually starts with, the conversation starts with animation. It always starts
Hmm.
with animation. It's like, hey, I seen your animation work, or I have a story that I've written, I would love to have it animated, and then I get you with the no, and then they come back, well, can we illustrate it as a book? And I'm like, boom, there you go.
There you go.
There you
Now you're
go.
asking the right question.
Yeah, now we're talking. Now we're talking. But and I understand though. But I understand because like people have their stories in their heads, and they're like, "Oh man, I can get this made into a movie." And like this guy makes animation. Let me tell him to make a movie and bring it to life. And I get it but people don't realize that I'm not an animator per
Hmm.
se. Like, I'm a person who taught myself to animate in order to tell my stories, right? To make my own. My goal
Yeah.
isn't to be sitting there and animating all this stuff all day long. My goal is to eventually have other animators make my stories so that I don't
Interesting.
have to, right?
Is that still your goal?
Yeah. Yeah, that's always going to be
Interesting.
the goal. And I don't
So
want
at
to.
some point you're going to peel back another layer of your art and say, "Nope, this is no longer available. Let's all
Yeah,
prepare
it's like
ourselves, people."
no longer. I do want to get to the point where like it's like I'm 40 to going on 41. I don't want to draw all the time.
Yeah.
I spent so many years moving my pencil to get to. I want to get to the point where I have a studio, where I have animators and I have writers, and we're creating quality peanut heads. And
Yeah.
Walt Disney wasn't in the studio painting
That's
all the
true.
time. And saying Jim Henson wasn't in the studio making the actual Muppets all the
That
time.
is so true.
That's the goal. So that's something I always have to beat people into people's heads. It's like I'm not the guy who animated to be an animator, to be a
Hmm.
worker bee. I'm animating because I have to be the one to order to make it so that people can see that it's a thing that works. So I can
Yeah.
eventually hire people so I don't have to do it anymore.
That's awesome. Your vision is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
And so that leads me now to bring up something I mentioned a minute ago, your awards again. Like I've been watching it in action, but it's not until I see it like listed out in black and white that I'm like, oh my God. Like you've been in film festival after film festival after film festival, award nominations, like all these different things. And what I find interesting is now I'm better understanding the layers of it. So your ultimate like goal, as you mentioned, is to build a situation where you have animators working for you and expands in that way. But for right now, your output that you're getting paid for are your book illustrations.
Right.
And so your book illustrations, though, are being fueled by the spotlight from your animations. However, your animations are being, the spotlight on the animations is being fueled by your
It's
awards.
the
It's
it's
like
the
layered,
it's the
man.
snake that's like biting its tail.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it
So
is.
tell me about what it's like to win something as prestigious as an NAACP Image Award. What's the aftermath of that?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I keep it if I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, I mean,
Yeah.
okay. Like,
Okay.
I mean,
So go ahead.
because it's gonna be dirty politics. So I'm gonna start talking because
Sure.
a lot of was particularly Florida industries,
Hmm.
right, that are supposed to be involved with and like with film and whatnot have been paying us dust. You know, and we reached out, we tried to hit them like, hey, we did this. Okay, it's they can put it in their newsletters and shit to get sorry for cursing. But they'll put it they'll put it in their I went this long without you know me.
You're fine.
But I mean like they'll put it in their little newspapers like, oh, a local West Palm Beach person want a festival thing. I'm like, all right, but do y'all have any grants that we can get off of that? Oh, we don't really do all that, or
Yeah.
we're not really focused on doing that, or it doesn't really fit what we're trying. And then don't mention me. You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying? Then don't mention me because like it's the only benefit I've really gotten off of it is honestly for me personally illustration work because it makes it's solidified on the illustrator's side that you're not going to argue with me about my prices because
Right.
you know what I'm
Right.
saying. And then for like the cast, it makes them go, all right, we are doing something. It really matters. We're doing something that matters. Let's keep going. And maybe it opens a couple more eyes. But other than that, honestly, I'm still the same. Like it's been even, if anything, it's been more frustrating because every grant that I've applied for before that I couldn't get. Now it's like I got all these
You
awards
still
and I
can't get.
still can't get them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still watching people from our city or what from the city, from our city, get
Yeah.
awarded and get all these things, right? For the most simplistic thing. But I brought you this. I'm doing this. I have all, but I can't get you even remotely paying it. I haven't even gotten acknowledged by the NAACP chapter in here.
Really?
They haven't even acknowledged me. It's not that I haven't messaged them or anything or emailed them or anything. But hey, so it just for me, it's like back. I'm just in my zone of all right. It is what it is. I'll keep collecting them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
this was my goal. This was my dream for years.
Well,
So
your
it's
mom
not gonna.
might keep collecting them because apparently she tried to collect the other one and you had to get it back.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's like I'll just keep doing what I'm doing because I know that I'm on a path that the universe and God wants me to be on. And clearly, it's going to work out, and I'll figure something out. But other
Yeah.
than that, it's like, yeah, okay, all right.
So
It's
what I'm
just
hearing is like you have to have a vision. You have to have enough confidence in yourself to create your own path through things, let not let barriers exist for yourself. You have to study, whether it's books in the library or watching the career paths of others before you, like Jim Henson, whoever, and said, okay, the idea is to not be drawing every single pencil stitch myself, but to have a production house where people are now coming in under me and creating works with me. And to not give up and to push through things and but sometimes it comes with a reality check,
yeah.
you know, that almost it's so frustrating that sometimes no matter what you achieve, there are people who are still holding back the accolades and holding back the applause, holding back the flowers.
Holding
So
back the funds.
holding back the funds, that's a huge one.
Yeah.
So one thing that I have noticed that you've done lately, and it's been a shock to me. You're like, oh, what did you gonna bring up?
I'm like, yo, it's like it's not weird because it's like it's a shocking that my face is on the screen right now. So like, what did I do that's shocking? You know?
So this is the first time you're allowing a podcaster to actually record you on video, which I'm very,
Oh, so we are
very
talking the same
touched by that.
thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But you've never really been someone to be on camera. You've always been away from the camera. But I've noticed lately that you've been giving us a little bit of behind the scenes looks, right? You've been
Right.
recording yourself recording your
Everything from
lines
home.
in the studio,
Yeah.
and you've been kind of doing the back and forth between, on one frame it's you recording and on the other frame is how it ended up in the animation, and it's super cool to
Thank you.
see that. It is really, really cool to see that. So what gives? Why the change? Why are you trying to slowly, like one toe at a time? Why are you stepping out? Number one. And number two, what do you hope that brings?
Sometimes to paraphrase the great Kendrick Lamar, sometimes you have to pop out and show people.
Yeah.
so, so it's like, there was something that I read a long time ago and it just kind of not too long ago re-triggered in my head where it's like a lot of people who are mediocre, the reason that they're successful is because they just show up.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm saying? You can see them. So
It's
it's like,
frustrating and annoying sometimes, but yes,
yeah,
it's true.
you know what I'm saying? So considering all the talent and whatnot that I have, it's like, well, you
Hmm.
know what? Let, just show them. Just show them the work that is actually going into it. But show them that you're the one that you're actually doing the work so
Yeah.
that they can identify with the person, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when I think about Walt Disney or when I think about Jim Henson, when I think about those people, like people were able, there was someone they could identify with. Even though you think of Kermit and you think of Mickey Mouse, you
Hmm.
really
Don't forget
identify
about
with
Miss Piggy.
it was, but you're really identifying even with comics. And you think of Spider Man, you think of Spike. I was about to say Spike Lee, but you think Stan Lee. You know what I'm saying? Like they're the people are there, and even though I don't want to put like make my name like studio be like Jason Studio, you
But
know what I'm
that's the
saying?
goal.
But I have to be the face in order that people connect to. Like
Yeah.
there has to be somebody that people connect to. So I was just like, all right, let me just slowly but surely keep putting it out. It's uncomfortable. You put yourself out there, for people. It is uncomfortable, and it like takes
Yeah.
away from like, all right, man, I'm just trying to make the work. But
Yeah.
people want the story. They need to connect. Like even like like how you said like the resume thing, like how that blew you, when you see it, like when you
Yeah.
read it. Like when I first put it together and seen it, I was like, oh,
Damn.
yeah. Like, oh, so cause in my head, the image I have in my head is still that guy from all those many moons ago that you met at RJ's, who
Yeah.
always just kind of hit in the back, but
Yeah.
made art. Like, it's like, so my mindset is always like, I'm not the guy that, I'm not the guy. Who cares about me? It's the art. It's the art that y'all care about. But it's realizing that, no, bro, you are him. So you have to be
Hmm.
him. So you have to come out and be him.
A
So,
hundred percent.
what I'm
A
saying?
hundred percent.
Not too long ago, there was a film festival thing that I was a part of that actually, it was like the first time I actually sat on the panel and like was on the stage and talking to people and like being like, like being the actual person, being the
Yeah,
guy,
really being
right?
in the spotlight. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And it was, with all the directions and people talking to me, it's like, oh man, wow. I guess we are here, but you have to, you got to embrace it. You got to be here. And it's still hard for me to adjust mentally because I deal with a lot of, what is that saying? Like when you,
Imposter syndrome?
thank you, exact word I
It
was looking for. See, the exact word. I deal with it. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
is.
Even some days I might have moments where I'm like, yes, I am him. That's right. I can do this. And then the next day I'm like, nah, man, who am I kidding?
Yeah.
No, nobody want to see me. Nobody cares about what I'm doing. But it's a battle. So it's like I think if I keep slowly putting it out there, it kind of using that social media endorphins that it releases
Yeah.
of them being
Yeah.
like, oh, they love me. You do have to kind of trick yourself into being like, no, people, rock with you. You got to be what the people want, basically. So,
I'm going to share something that might blow your mind
okay.
because of that insecurity that you just so lovingly shared.
Yeah.
Thank you for being so open, but I've had the same thing. I've been afraid as much as, it's Jemmy on the microphone like all the time. There's a part of me that's like, I get nerves about actually showing up as me and just turning on the camera and sharing something. Like, who the heck cares? Like, I have that thought running in the back of my mind all the time. And as I've been putting together this Blender show and community and figuring out like how do I, because I know I have something to offer people. I know I have value. I can bring people together and create a really cool platform. Like, okay, but how brave am I going to be this time? Like, how
Yeah.
brave am I going to be in putting myself out there and really standing up as the owner of this thing and the face of this thing, like you're saying? And I promise you, I swear on a stack of Bibles, I thought of you
Oh wow.
because I thought about how much you share on Facebook. You just, even like the most random thought, there it is, you're sharing on Facebook. And I realized, I'm like, I care. I care when Jason shares stuff on Facebook, even if it's like the most random thing, littlest moment of the day. I really actually care. I'm like, oh, you did that. Like, I'll love it, or I'll say something. And I'd be like, you know what? Maybe that's what people will do for me. And I have to stop shoulding or something. There's a word in there. Should nodding myself, right? I
I
have to
was gonna
stop
say a
telling
different
myself
word,
not to
but
do it.
it was a curse word, but like we was in the same word. But I'm only
You know what
allowed
I'm
one
getting
curse
at.
word, yeah.
I have to stop shutting myself down
Yeah.
and actually, be brave enough to share stuff and know that people will support me. And I've taken that from watching you.
That's it's funny because it's that exact reason that makes me go, oh damn, people do care. Because
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm thinking that I'm just because I keep my shit. Sorry, that was another one.
Hey, you really, it's fine.
I keep
I
my
knew
thing.
what I was getting when I invited you on the show.
I'm saying it's like but it's only I only gave it two. I'm doing pretty good. But like because my page is private, like what I'm saying for them. Like so, when I do put those thoughts on, I'm not thinking anyone cares outside of my actual, because I don't think y'all even see it. But then
Yeah.
y'all see it and y'all be like, no,
Right.
don't feel bad, or
Right.
or whatever. Like like it gets overwhelming. But like, or like like I'll randomly post a picture of like the trophy or whatever, and to
Yeah.
see how y'all react towards it. And it's like, ah, man, y'all do care. And so
Yeah.
the moments that I'd be wanting to quit because they'd be a lot. Like I just had one where like
Yeah.
after so many rejections, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I think about that, and it's like there's so many people who support, who believe in it.
Yeah.
It might not, the numbers might not look like it, but the one or two that are there have been there since the beginning and been
Yeah.
heavy invested. It's like I can't stop.
Yeah. You're not allowed. I'm
You
telling
know,
you right now, you're not allowed.
that's but that's the man. Listen, the one day that I made because like that day I had got like 5 rejections
Mm.
letters back to back to back to back that day from different things that I applied for to just try to get grants, just try to get funding. And I was
Right.
like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. Like, what can I do? And then oh, backlash probably isn't the right term, but the backlash that I got from that, from like,
Yeah.
I don't check my DMs very often. So people started emailing me because they know I'm gonna check in my email, and they
You're gonna
started
listen to
emailing
me.
me. Yeah, it's like, no, man, you finna feel what I'm. Don't. So it's like, all right, so
Yeah,
I'll
you're not
keep going.
allowed. You're just not
So
allowed. I'm putting it out there right now. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to
clearly,
stop.
clearly, like no, we gotten this far. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah. I think if as long as your vision stays big,
uh,
I feel like the sky's the limit with you.
but
It really
I
truly is.
I have a target now. It's like, what I said to myself, like, I'm 4 away from an EGOT because I got an image
Oh,
award.
there you go.
Yes, so I can get that Oscar, that Grammy, and that Tony, and the Emmy. I can have an EGOT.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, there you go.
and
I
you know
love
who
it. Oh
won't
my
have an
gosh,
EGOT?
I love it so
Brad
much.
Pitt won't have an EGOT because he
That's
ain't got an
right.
Emmy award.
That's right. That's
but like,
right. I
but
think that's a fantastic goal.
yeah, yeah. So like little, little silly things like that keep me going. Oh, well,
Well,
but
I
I
love it,
appreciate
and I
that.
hope you do keep going. No, no, I'm not even gonna hope. You will keep going. You're
Yeah,
gonna
I was just gonna
achieve your
remind you. You
NEGOT.
said I had no choice,
Yeah,
so
you have no choice.
till the wheels fall
Your
off.
mama wants another award.
I'm sure.
But listen, it has been such a great time catching up with you and kind of getting a really clear rundown of how these different efforts that you're making feed into everything
That's
and have allowed you to, really
respect.
make a nice funnel for yourself for the book
Thank you.
illustrations and whatnot. But that's amazing. I wish you absolutely nothing but the best.
Thank you. As I do wish you nothing but the best, because it has been wonderful seeing you. You talk about my growth, and we've been basically going through the whole
Yeah.
journey at the same time together. So I get to watch you grow all the time. Be like, yeah. And then we get
It
to
has
have these
been
moments
fun.
every couple of years where we just chat and we're like, hey, look at what we've done.
It is really fun to come on the microphone with you every so often and just
Uh,
be like, you did that. And have you
uh,
be like, yeah, but you did that.
Thank you. I look forward to season 3 when you have your role in Peanut Head's Black History Month. I don't know if I was supposed to say that on here, but I said what I said.
Hey.
Yeah.
I look forward to that. Thank you,
Yeah.
JaFLEU.
Oh,
We are the Blender community, where business and media mix.